Say It Louder is brought to you by Bally Live, the ultimate destination for live sports, anytime, anywhere. Watch the action unfold and win rewards along the way. Download the free Bally Live app and start winning today.
Welcome back to the Rally. Let's say it louder. Sean Payton, new head coach of the Broncos, had this to say about his team's season last year. There's so much dirt around that. There's 20 dirty hands for what was allowed, tolerated in the freaking training rooms, the meeting rooms, the offense. I don't know, Hackett. But everyone's got a little stink on their hands. It's not just Russell. It was a poor offensive line. It might have been one of the worst coaching jobs in NFL history. That's how bad it was. And whoa, that's quite the quote there, Doug.
He popping off.
No, he's popping off.
He ain't playing.
Maybe when you've been in the league for that long, you won a Super Bowl, you're considered one of the best offensive minds the game has seen. I can just talk about to the to outlets. That's strong remarks for a guy who hasn't even coached a game yet for the Denver Broncos. As bad as it was, he mentioned how bad it was. Do you think you're putting a target on your back if you're Sean Payton by saying this?
I mean, there was a target on his back already, right?
Yeah.
Sean Payton, and he's not the guy, as you can see, that's out there trying to make friends, right? He believes wholeheartedly in his football mind, and he'll stand on the hill and shout it to everybody. He is not worried about the target on his back, but he just wanted to make sure that he protected his quarterback because there's been a lot coming down on Russell, and the more I look at it, it's unfair, right? Yeah. So I have a little analogy for you. I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
You remember earlier when I was talking about those movies?
Yeah.
You're like, how do you have those? Don't worry about that. Russell Wilson for 10 straight years was outstanding, right? This past year, sacked 55 times, most in his career. 84.4 passer rating, lowest. He's only had under 103 seasons and nothing ever under 92. And he only had 16 touchdowns passing. That's not normal, right? For 10 straight years, he was an outstanding, and everybody looked at him as a bona fide Hall of Famer. There were even shows talking about how he may be one of the best quarterbacks ever, like a top 3 guy, right? Especially because you thought he was going to the Super Bowl and it looked like the Seahawks were going to keep going. Well, everybody wants to do away with Russell Wilson. I have some things here.
All right.
Will Smith. You know Will Smith?
Yeah.
Outstanding, yes?
Yes.
He had a little scandal recently, but, he's outstanding for the most part. In 2003, he did Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
He followed that up with iRobot and then Shark Tale. Say what you want about Shark Tale. I love it.
It's a good movie.
Hitch, Pursuit of Happiness, I Am Legend, Hancock, Men in Black 3.
That's a hell of a run, Devin.
Hell of a run. That's 10 years. And in 2013, he made After Earth.
All right.
Garbage! It was terrible. It was awful. He wanted to do it with his son. I don't know what that was all about. You already did Pursuit of Happiness. I don't know why you're doing this. So did we do away with Will Smith? Should we have done away with Will Smith? No, we didn't. Because he came back. Focus in 2015.
Great
Concussion,
movies.
Suicide Squad, Collateral Beauty, Aladdin, Bad Boys for Life.
Bad movie, but neither here nor there.
And then King Richard. So did I do away with Will Smith? After 10 years of greatness, one stinker, and then he followed up with all that greatness. So listen to me. We need to stop with this slander on Russell Wilson and give him a chance to redeem himself. He's got an outstanding, proven coach that's going to put things together, and the coach has made it very clear that I'm an outstanding coach and that other guy sucked. And I'm going to make sure that I put Russell in a position and allow Russell to cook.
Brooke.
Are you crying? Are you crying?
All right, Devin, I want to let you know something right now.
That was good, no?
That was elite
That's
TV.
outstanding. That's elite. I'm just telling you, man.
You've come on the show a lot of times.
Are you crying?
Yes, because that was quite the performance by you. Like Brooks saying over
Do we
there
have
that
like
you're doing
applause
great.
that we can pipe in?
They'll do it in post.
They'll do it in post. Sorry.
That was great work. I agree with you.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of Will made one bad movie, we didn't throw him away,
After
and he
Earth was
still
bad.
showed us the greatness.
Yeah.
However, I think Russell last year, it didn't feel like he wanted to take the accountability. It was everybody else's fault. It's coach's fault, offensive line's fault, X, Y, Z. It was, you talk to the people talk about that time in Seattle. It was like, Russell really wasn't worried about anybody but Russell. Now you have a head coach with a strong presence about himself. You have a quarterback that has a lot of ego as well. When those two things clash, if you're not winning ball games, you might have some issues.
The one thing about Russell that has been consistent, he's very self-aware, though. Right? And he knows that he was bad last year.
Yeah.
Right? And I talked to his personal quarterback coach, Jake Heaps, who was Elite 11 finalist with me, so I've known him for many, many years, 10 years now. He said that Russ was taking accountability for how bad he was, and there were so many things that he missed, right? Skipping balls off the ground of curl routes, the things that he knows he can do. So he's taking responsibility, and I think that now the ego is down, and I think Coach Sean Payton, and they're going to mesh really well and be more like this than this.
All right.
This, not this.
We'll see. We'll see. That was great work, Devin Gardner. My man.